everyone. Well, when you get here. Okay. Let's do some stuff tonight. Let's crochet. Let's crochet. So, it's Saturday. Thanks if you're watching the VOD. I don't think a lot of people watch the VODs, but if you are, thank you. You're awesome. Probably a quiet evening here. Just 'cause life was... It was something this week. So, we're gonna work on various Halloween things and fall things tonight. And I unintentionally took a really long nap, so... The algorithm probably hates me after this week. I was bad about posting things. Hi, welcome to the live. Happy Saturday. It's a lovely Saturday evening. And we're crocheting a hat. And I'm tired because I had one heck of a week, guys. I don't know what that means, I'm sorry. But yes, I had a week. We'll put it that way. And I'm going to continue having weeks. I'm sorry, are we making like very pretty? I am making one of these tonight in a slightly bigger size to stock on my website. Hello, welcome to the live. Hope you are doing well tonight. What kind of stitch is it? This is crocheting. It is back loop only, half double crochets, slip stitches, and single crochets. And then you basically just use a combination of those to make a rectangle, sew up the edges, and it makes a little rib knit hat. Well, rib crochet hat. I do knit too. This is crocheting. But yeah, this is, yeah. Yeah, I was bad this week. I didn't post anything. I didn't film anything. I didn't even do my weeknight live, which I'm usually good about. Because I'm in the process of buying a house, and it's been going through a lot doing that. It's a very long, arduous process, and when it's done, I am never doing it again. So, yeah, that's how the week has been. Between all the inspections and paperwork and going back and forth with the people selling the house I'm trying to buy. And now we're in the process where I need to get insurance for the house, and it's gonna need a new roof, so I have to schedule that. And we don't really know what day I'm supposed to close on the house. And I need to know that day for tell the roofers. So, yeah, buying a house is stressful, guys. If you're just joining, don't forget to double tap the screen to like the live, subscribe. Go live every Saturday. Usually I'm a lot more perky, and it's just been a week. And I'll probably be perky again in like end of October when this is all over. Because, oh, my brother's also getting married, so I'm dealing with that and trying to buy a house. Hello, welcome to the live. One, two, three, four. One, three, four. Okay. Yes, we are making a little baby pumpkin hat tonight. And then we'll move on to another thing. I don't know what. We've got coasters, hats, all sorts of things I need to make to release on my website next Saturday. So. But, well, I did better today. I got some shorts filmed. All that good stuff. But, yeah. So, anybody else crocheting right now? What are y'all working on? What y'all making? Oh, my hair is showing there. That's not good. Can't do that. Haven't even watched any TV or anything this week on YouTube. I've just been go, 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 go. trying to vlog and buy a house and work and get ready for my brother's wedding all at the same time. Not for the faint of heart. But like nothing can give right now. Like I have to keep up with all four. Because if I slow down vlogging at all, it's gonna mess up my algorithm. Which, don't forget to double tap the screen and like the live to make the algorithm like me more, because it doesn't like me after this week. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4. That means I misfired. I hate when I misfire. Four. Oh, my neck is itchy. I'm all hot, sweaty today. It's supposed to be fall. Can it just cool off already? There we go. I'm just clicking my row counter here. And I need 32 rows. And I gotta seam the hat together, and then I just have to make the stem and the little leaf, which doesn't take long at all. Three, 4. Hi, welcome to the live. Do hope you're having a good evening. There we go. Click the row counter. We're at row 10 out of 32. You know, I was making baby hats last week too on our live. Well, I'm not only gonna make baby hats tonight. I've got all sorts of things I want to make. Just in general, fall and Halloween things. They will all be released on my website on next Saturday, the 27th. And there we go. It's those final slip stitches. I wish clover hooks were a little more pointy at the top. It's the one thing I would change about clover hooks. I'd make them a little pointier. 3, 4. Go. We're making good progress in this. I started this a while ago, but I took a nap earlier, so that slowed me down a bit. But I finished a baby blanket, got lots of pictures taken, made coasters, and I had to take a first-time homebuyers course today, which I actually managed to finish. So yay. Finished it in one day. I'm really trying to use up a lot of yarn because I'm gonna have to start packing soon to move to this new house once I finally close on it. So we'll probably be having a sale soon on my website to get some of the inventory out of the way so it's less stuff I have to haul with me. I mean, I'm not moving far. One, two, three, 4. 1, 2, 4. Right on the money. Nice. Go. Keep going. I'm gonna do 4 slip stitches, 4 single crochets, and then the rest is half doubles in the back loop only. And when this hat is done, I think either I'll make pumpkin coasters or cat coasters, because I have some black cat coasters. Hi, Aaliyah. Good to see ya. Oh, that rhymes. Let me tell you, it has been a week. Yeah, I couldn't go live earlier this week because just house stuff. The inspection happened last weekend. It went relatively good. The house needs some work. It needs a new roof. That's a big thing, but everything else is minor, and nothing a little bit of duct tape won't fix. But duct tape won't fix a roof. So we submitted the paperwork to the seller saying, hey, fix the roof so I buy this house. And they said, well, how about we give you seller's assist and you pay to fix the roof with the seller's assist. And we'll give you $5,000 to do that. And I'm like, okay, I'll take the $5,000. And then they tried to do a take back cease. And they said, well, no, we went and called a roofer, and he said he'll only do it for $2,000. So we only want to give you $2,000 instead of the $5,000. And I'm like, did you order it off of Temu? A $2,000 roof? For anyone watching, a good roof should cost at least $6,000. Like, I'm like, did you talk to a high schooler with a nail gun and a dream? So we countered with, either you give me the $5,000 or I'm done. Because if you're going to be that cheap on a roof, which is so vital, then I don't want you doing any repairs. So give me the $5,000 or I'm done. And I won. They gave me the $5,000. And it's signed, so they can't do any take-backsies now. But it's just like, like, I already ordered an appraisal, and that costs a lot of money. And I really don't want to have to back out after spending all this money on the inspections and appraisals and deposits and calling for insurance quotes. And I won that fight, which is good. But now I gotta get homeowners insurance, and I have to schedule for a new roof to be put on. Which I called a couple contractors. This is how mad they had me with that low quote. They actually got me making phone calls. Do you know how angry I have to be to willingly pick up the phone and talk to a stranger on the phone? I was on my lunch break hiding in the supply closet making these phone calls, and my boss walked in and she's like, oh God, is the building about to explode? She's like, Gracie, my boss was like, Gracie's making phone calls. Everybody stay out of her way. She's willingly on the phone with a stranger. Which, yeah, I can't eat that amount. And I mean, the lowest quote I got that I would trust was $7,000. So, like, I need that full $5,000 cash. But an introvert's worst nightmare, yes. But if you get my rage going enough, I'll do it. Kind of like the mom friend override, the anger override. So, yeah. You made me make phone calls before I was ready to make phone calls, so. But I got my $5,000 to put towards the roof. So we are back on track. But now all the other pieces still have to fall together. I've got to get the insurance. And I have to get new car insurance with it because I'm moving to a new county. The rates are higher in the county I'm moving to because it's very rural. There's more deer than people. And then title insurance, actually getting to closing, the walkthrough, the new roof. I'm running into the phone as if my mom's calling or I'm ordering food. See, I loved the advent of DoorDash because I don't have to talk to anybody to order a pizza. DoorDash and Grubhub really weren't a thing when I was in college. And that was before I was put on my anti-anxiety pill. So It was even harder for me to make a phone call. I needed like 3 shots of vodka to be able to make a phone call when I was in college. And there was a pizza joint across the road from my college, and like I rehearsed what I was going to say, the kind of pizza I wanted, and I called and ordered it. And then they kept asking me questions, and I got so worked up that I just hung up on them. Because they were going off the mental script. So then the manager called me back and asked me if I was okay, and I was like, I have anxiety. And he was like, okay, do you want the same pizza every time you ordered? Yes. And he's like, okay. So what we're going to do is we're just going to write down your order, keep your card on file, and you just call us when you want a pizza, say, hi, it's Gracie, I want my usual, nothing's changed, and hang up. And that's how I got through ordering pizza for 4 years of college. They just knew it was me. And my order never changes. My McDonald's order hasn't changed in over 30 years. So it was really nice. And yeah, they knew I had graduated because it was 4 years of this. And then the night before graduation, a pizza just showed up. At my dorm. And there was a nice note in it congratulating me. Why not change the garbage? See, I've always got the chicken nuggets with fries and a water bottle. Since I was a kid. The only thing that's changed is the size of the order. Chicken McNuggets with a fry and a water. It's been that way for over 30 years, and it will continue to be that way for the next 30 years. So, again, I said this earlier, I kind of wish the clover heads were a little more pointy. But, yeah. So, but then after I graduated and started working, I got put on an anti-anxiety medication. High C though, and sweet tea and the occasional root beer. See, I'm like a water or a milk person. I didn't start drinking juice until I was in my 20s. Like I was always just water or milk. And I'm still mostly the same way. I don't drink soda. Very rarely drink juice. Sometimes I get a craving for juice and then I drink like nothing but juice for like a week and then I stop. Yeah. See, I've never been a really big sugar person. I'm more into like fats. So like milk. Like when I craved a food, I never craved like candy or sweets. I would eat like a block of cheese or a hunk of meat. My go-to as a teenager was just an entire sleeve of salami. I think there was one day when I was a teenager and I was going through a growth spurt and I ate a whole pound of salami in one day, and my mom wasn't even mad. She was impressed. So, yeah. To this day, I still only drink water, coffee, milk, and the occasional grown-up beverage because I am a grown-up. I'm a real grown-up now. I called a bunch of roofers to get quotes. I'm a real grown-up now. He said, hi, yes, can you quote me a light-colored asphalt tile roof, shingles, about 400 square feet, with the chimney flashings. Let's make Me sleepy March does that too. I do like a good dessert. But like a fatty dessert. Like cheesecake. Or something with a lot of cream in it. Which is hilarious because my mom had gestational diabetes and all she wanted was sugar, and I came out not being a sugar fiend. I came out being a cheese fiend. Love me some cheese. Gosh. Speaking of cheese, I had goat cheese pasta for the millionth time again this evening because I needed to cook something because I'm like I'm on a total yarn buying and takeout ban until I close on this house. Because all the spare money's got to go to the new roof and a couple other repairs that the sellers didn't mind doing, but then I found out how much they cheaped out on the roof. I added the stipulation, I don't want you touching anything. I will do it myself. I no longer trust you to even put a new faucet on because that was one thing on the inspection. The tub just needs a new handle thing because it's old. Because it's a very old house. And I'm like, don't touch anything. I'll do it myself. Please don't touch anything. Just move out. So, yeah. So, they signed the paperwork, so that part's over. And then as soon as we finished that, I had one good thing happen. The appraisal came back. I offered $95,000 for the house because again, it's a small house in the middle of nowhere on a tiny plot of land. And the valuation came back from the appraisal at, drumroll, $95,000. So I was literally right, spot on. Homeownership is achievable, guys. You just need to live in a shack on top of a mountain. A million miles from everything. But it's quiet, and that's all I really want in life is some peace and quiet. 20. All right, we got 20 out of 32 rows on this. Making good progress. Guys, don't forget to double tap the screen and like the live if you haven't yet already. Make the algorithm like me a little more. It took a hit this week because instead of posting and creating content, I was screaming into a pillow and making phone calls. And then I get to spend a lot of next week making more phone calls, but those are going to be a lot less tense. I have to get insurance and schedule a roofer. But I've gotten lucky in that I already know the insurance agent, and the roofer is friends with a coworker of mine, so I don't have the talking to strangers on the phone thing. You're not John, you're his mom. Okay, welcome to the live. Crocheting right now a cute little pumpkin hat. Hi, welcome to the live. I live in Pennsylvania. One of the few states in the United States where you can get stuck behind somebody on a horse on a highway. And I am not joking. Texas, wow. Tanzania, wow, you're from a long way away. Oh, it's finally supposed to start raining again in Pennsylvania next week. It'd be nice. Love your show. What are you doing? I am crocheting a little pumpkin hat for babies. One highlight of this past week, aside from the conga line of nonsense, my friend's little baby daughter modeled the pumpkin hat for me for my website, and she was so cute. So these will be available for sale next Saturday. Baby size only. Maybe next Halloween I'll expand to grown-up sizes, but Tasmania or Tanzania? Tasmania. True, yeah. Both places I wouldn't mind visiting someday. Though Tanzania, I'd have to stay in the mountains, otherwise I'd melt. This thing, I would love to visit Africa someday, but I would have to stay in very mountainous regions because I can't do heat. At all. Great great grandson baby blanket. Wow, very nice. Love making baby blankets. That reminds me, I need to wrap one up tomorrow morning. I have a baby shower to go to tomorrow afternoon. Because one of my former students, his mom, is having another baby, and she invited me to the shower. So I made a cute little baby blanket. Hi, welcome to the live. You're from the United States. I too am from the United States. I can take the heat. I can take humidity. I've never been in the dry heat. I can't do anything above 65 degrees Fahrenheit. You're from Uganda. Wow. That's far away from here. Like I said a few minutes ago, I'd love to visit Africa someday. But I'd have to stick to countries in the south because I'd melt. Or I'd have to stay up in the mountains. How are you? Right now I'm good, but I'm stressed to high heaven going through the process of buying a house, which is it feels needlessly complicated in America. And it's just this week I had a lot of back and forth with the person selling the house, trying to come to an agreement because it needs some work. And they were going to give me money for the work, but then they got a quote that said, oh, the work will be cheaper. So they didn't want to give me the money. And I'm like, no, I'm not trusting a roof that's only 2,000 US dollars. That's a roof you ordered off of Temu and duct taped on yourself. What are we working on? From France, what are we working on? I am working on a pumpkin beanie right now. One of these little things. But the paperwork is signed. I'm getting my house and a new roof. I just gotta get to closing on the house, which means I need to buy insurance. Then after I buy the house, I actually gotta move into the darn thing. Which is definitely gonna be a process because it's on top of a mountain. And I am not renting a U-Haul and driving it up a mountain. I'm not doing it. I'm just gonna find friends that have trucks. Be like, here, take my stuff up to the top of this mountain, please. $24 out of 32 rows. We're almost done with the main part of the hat. Woohoo. So. But before I even think about the logistics of moving, I gotta actually buy the darn thing. You have a good talent. Thank you. I inherited the crochet gene from my grandmother. She was a monster crocheter. She could make like a king-sized blanket in 2 weeks. In fact, she's the one that made this blanket back here. Which will most likely remain the backdrop after I move. Get some command hooks and hang it up. She crocheted faster the more anxious she was about something. So I still have like a million baby blankets she made me because she was so anxious the entire time my mom was pregnant with me. It was just, she'd make like 3 baby blankets a day. Okay. 5 in the last 2 years. Nice, nice. I do make a lot of baby blankets too. Those are just kind of off camera. Those are mostly gifts because I work with babies. I'm a infant toddler teacher. And I always make every baby in my class a blanket for their first birthday. Either a blanket, a sweater, or a cool hat. Usually a blanket. But sometimes, like, they just have a really cool hat vibe. Like, I had one little girl, I made her a hat that looked like sand, and then the brim, different shades of blue, and then I sewed a little turtle on it. And it looked like a baby sea turtle crawling to the ocean. I should make another one of those and sell it. It was pretty cute. I think there's a picture of it on my Instagram. Way, way back. How goes the house weight? Oh, you missed me talking about it earlier. We're back on track. The inspection, like I talked about last week, it needs a new roof, but otherwise is in good condition. I mean, there's a couple minor things. It needs like a new little faucet handle and some paint here and there and some caulking on a window. All basic things that could be like done in a day after a trip to Lowe's. But the roof is the big thing. So we initially asked the sellers to put a new roof on. Oh, and the water heater from 1985. But it's fine. It's fine. It's like a ship of Theseus situation. The inspector looked at it and found it's got a bunch of new parts to it. So it's probably not the original water heater from 1985. It's been updated and had new parts put in. So that's not the priority right now, though. The roof, though, is definitely I gotta get this done, like, ASAP. So we asked the sellers to, hey, please install a new roof. And here's a couple other repairs I would like you to do. If you could do it, please. And they said, no, we don't want to put a new roof on, but we will give you $5,000 seller's assist for you to put the new roof on yourself or put towards a new roof. And it's a small house, so I have some money that I had already saved set aside for repairs. Because I've been saving to buy a house for a long time. Like 20 years at this point. So I said, okay, I like those terms. I'll take the $5,000 for a new roof. No, well, towards a new roof. Well, let me continue the rest of the story. So I said, great, I'll take the $5K, signed the paperwork, and then in the middle of the night, my realtor got a call from their realtor saying they got a quote for someone that'll only do it for $2,000, so no, they only want to give the $2,000 seller's assist. A $2,000, and like I said earlier, a $2,000, that's a roof you order off of Temu and duct tape into place yourself and call it a day. So I was like, absolutely not. I want the $5K. And now I don't want you doing any repairs. I want the $5K, and you need to not touch anything. Don't touch anything. So we had a lot of back and forth with that, and then finally they agreed, okay, fine, we'll give you the $5K. Their agent is tired of them. They're facing foreclosure if they don't sell to me. So, and I'm the only person that's been interested in the house. Like, not even a company that would turn it into a rental wants it, because it's on top of a mountain in the middle of nowhere. Whereas that's something I want. So I won the fight. I'm getting my 5K, but that was nerve-wracking to go through. Very, very nerve-wracking. So, but getting my $5,000, and then I'm pulling from the repair fund. I called a roofer already, and he said he will do it for about $7,000 to $8,000, since it is a very small house, so it doesn't have a big roof. It'll probably be done in a couple hours. So I have to, but now I've got to like get insurance and schedule that. If they're getting anything, if you don't buy it, sounds like they won't get a dime and lose that. Yeah. Which I think their realtor reminded them of, like, hey, this chick is your only chance of getting out from under this hole you're under. And they were in the process of looking for a new place to live in another town that I had initially looked in, but it would be an even longer drive to my job. So I ended up saying no, but they're trying to move to that town where houses are significantly cheaper, but yeah, and they already started their process of getting a house there, because them selling to me is contingent on them finding housing, and my contingency was that I don't have to do a lot of work on the house, which right now it just needs a roof, and I just have to write a check for that. I just have to schedule it and write a check. I don't actually have to do anything like paint or whatever. And that's literally like the only major thing that needs done. So if I had backed out, they would have been in even more trouble. Because the way I had my contingencies listed, I would have only eaten the cost of the inspections and appraisal. Whereas they would have had to eat way more costs. Because I would have gotten my good faith deposit back. Because my contingencies hadn't been fulfilled. So we're back on track. They signed the paperwork. No more take-backsies. Good night. You want to rest? I'm tired. Okay. Good night. Thank you for coming. So we've cleared that hurdle. Now it's better to walk than spend and have all those regrets. Yes, absolutely. But I mean, all the inspections and the appraisal came back, and it's right on the money, and it's a very good structure. So I would just need to put like fresh coat of paint on it a few years down the line. And new roof. But the bones will be there long after I'm gone. It's solidly built and in good condition. It's literally just needs a new roof. And then it'd be set for like 30 years. So I have a really great realtor, and I'm working with a really good mortgage lender. So she specializes in working with first-time low-income home buyers. And getting good rates. So I've got a good mortgage rate. Yeah, and because I've been saving for a while, I don't actually have to get a huge loan. And I'm getting a very small, very old house in the middle of nowhere. So I've gotten lucky so far. It just needs to hold out until the new roof is on, and until I close on the house and the new roof is on. My dad's like, yeah, but you're gonna get your first electric bill and then you're gonna cry. And I'm like, no, because you're weird. I'm like, Dad, you could have been on an episode of Extreme Cheapskates back in the day. Like, I had to Google how a thermostat works when I was in my mid-20s. Crochet don't need electricity. Nope, I've got flashlights. And the house has a lot of natural light. So, it has a nice porch I plan on doing a lot of crocheting on. Porch will need paint sooner rather than later, but that's a cosmetic. So that didn't pop on the inspection. But yeah, crocheting doesn't need electricity or internet, since if I do use a pattern, I usually print it out. I have a scrapbook I stick it into. Hi, Laura. It's been a while. Good to see ya. We've been having some real fun in the background here. Yeah, screens on the porch should be out there all the time. Yeah. Yeah. So the positioning of the plumbing in the house, later down the line, I may have to sacrifice some of the porch because there's only one bathroom in the house and it's on the second floor. And maybe like 10, 15 years from now, I may want to put a bathroom on the first floor, which I can build out from the porch. I'm buying a house, and it has been a process. But the near end is in sight. I've got to get through underwriting now. And I have to schedule a roofer. And get insurance, but I already got an insurance quote too. So, we're good. But yeah, it's been stressful. Started stress eating again. Only difference is back when I was in my 20s and I stress ate, I bought all the snacks. Now I'm like, wait, no, can't spend any money right now, gotta save money, so I'm baking all my stress eating snacks. And I've realized, yep, that's the clear demarcation between my 20s and my 30s. Now I bake all my things I stress eat. Yeah, I randomly made banana bread this week because my brain was on fire and I didn't know what to do. We were fighting with the sellers because, as I explained earlier in the live, they didn't want to give me the seller's assist I asked for, and they initially agreed to because they went and got a quote for a roof off of Temu. Well, not literally, but it's basically what it was. and they wanted to cut the amount of seller's assist they wanted to give me that they had initially agreed to. So we had to fight, and now they're giving me the seller's assist we agreed to. But that was a brain on fire moment I did not need. Because while all of this is still going on, I'm still trying to do YouTube, working full-time, and getting ready for my brother's wedding. But yes, banana bread is good. Never made banana bread before in my life. Until this week. But then I was stressed and I'm like, I want banana bread, so I just made banana bread. So at least I've been productive with my stress eating. Is that your only baking venture? No, I also made cookies. Last weekend I made pumpkin bread. Last week I made a bunch of corn muffins. Eat them with some cheese. Hi, Guinness. Oh God, what else have I made? I made croissants, I made biscuits. Oh, and that was the last row. Yes, tonight, Laura, we are making pumpkin beanies. And we just did the last row of this one, so yay. Hi, Guinness. How's my black cat? Come pay your dues, old man. You want to come up? I know, there's a pile of hats in your way down there on the floor. You see ear, yup. He's toying with me. Come on, get your butt up here, Guinness. Don't. He's walking away. Guinness. Alright, let's ah! Oh, black cat. I'm getting one of the tripods set up momentarily. What stitch are you doing for pumpkins? So I'm doing half double crochet in the back loop only for this part. But then, so that it isn't all bunched up at the top, I did single crochet in the back loop only and then slip stitch in the back loop only. And then to seam it together, I'm going to do the mattress stitch. And Guinness, please don't have Aaliyah sue me. It's like I said, all that money's tied up right now. I can't afford it. Trying to buy a new house. New to me. I mean, the house itself, they think it's at least 125 years old. Single crochet, 4 single crochet, 4 slip stitch, the rest half double. Come on up. There we go. Good boy. Here's the old boy. My black cat. He's ready for his favorite time of year, Halloween. Oh, I made these coasters inspired by him to sell on my website. We'll probably make a couple of these tonight. Hello, Guinness. Yes, the old man Guinness. Yeah, I'm trying to make this beanie because I need one more of this size to... Okay, I chained 30. So 4 slip stitches, 4 single crochet, and then however many left of half double. The pattern available? No, I have not written the pattern down yet. That's another thing I plan on doing at some point after the wedding is writing down the pattern for the beanie. I'm not going to do a pattern for the pumpkin hat. But I mean, the pumpkin hat itself is a pretty simple addition. Like, you make the beanie orange and then sew a little leaf and a stem of your choice on the top. The pattern only exists in my brain. I asked about the blanket and I think it flew away. Yeah, I will write the pattern for the beanie down at some point. I would like to have that released by November at least, because this beanie, it's the same pattern as my hunting beanie. I just added a stem and leaf on top because I thought it would be cute. And then I want to release in time for November for all the hunters out there that want to make their own hats. Yes, you're a love bug. Yeah, it's a hat. It looks like a pumpkin, though. Yeah, we don't do amigurumi here very often. This is the closest thing to amigurumi I do. I can do amigurumi. I just don't like it. Give him a kiss for you. Okay, Laura? Give you that kiss. That kiss is from Laura. Can you do pumpkin the same way? I think if you sewed up both ends, yeah. You should be able to. I know MJ Off the Hook has a good pumpkin, amigurumi pumpkin tutorial. I think she posted that last year, I want to say. Yeah, MJ Off the Hook has a really good pumpkin tutorial. I'm getting married when? I'm not getting married. My brother is getting married. I'm too independent to ever be legally bound to anybody. I don't like making compromises with people. Like, if this house I'm buying, if I want to paint it pink, I don't want to have to consult with somebody and get them to agree to it. I'm just going to paint it pink and no one can tell me no. No one, because there's no homeowners association. That was a big thing when I started the house hunt. I told my realtor, no homeowners association and outside city limits. And I want total ownership, not a land lease or something. Because I know that's a thing with like trailer parks. You own the house, but you don't own the land. And I was like, no, I want a house with land that I own in totality, and no one can tell me anything to do with it. Stop something like that. Yeah, I know, it's ridiculous. Booth at an antique shop. A lady bought 5 crochet pumpkins a day. I need to make more. Yeah, no. 31 chains, back loop only, all the way down from the chain. Yeah, this is 30 chains, but I only do the slip stitches and single in the back loop just so it doesn't bunch at the top because it's a hat. I think for a regular pumpkin you could do half double crochets in the back loop only all the way down. No problem. Have a great night. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, no. Homeowners associations are literally the devil. Do I do it? No. You've learned by osmosis, Aaliyah. I'm pretty sure if someone handed you a crochet hook, you could at least figure out how to do a chain at this point. It's amazing the things you pick up when you're constantly exposed to it. Like, I know so much about real estate now. You're in Wisconsin. Where are you? Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania, but I mean, you could probably pick up anything, Aaliyah, if you just kept practicing. Because, like, I remember, no one taught me. I literally just figured it out. Crocheting, I figured out how to make chains, and I'm like, I wonder what would happen if I put the hook in the chain and did this and that and this and that, and well, here we are now. I peddle my wares on the internet. And I got a sale this weekend, and I'm super excited because I haven't gotten a sale in a while since my last craft show. And it was a big ticket item, so I gotta pack that up some point tomorrow. I sold a shawl. Crochet wise, I didn't like it. Oh, yeah. Tail in the face, yup. This boy's been whacking me with his tail in my face for 15 years. Yes. This December I'll have had you for 15 years. You were my favorite Christmas present. Diamond painting, you're addicted to it like crocheting. Diamond painting is cool too. I just have a harder time with the tiny work because sometimes my hands shake. And I don't have a lot of feeling in my hands from an accident I was in. So that's why when I'm like trying yarn out, I always go like this because I actually can't feel anything on the palm of my hands. Makes me fun at parties because I can grab a hot dish without realizing it and be like, oops. All right, the main base of the hat is done. Let's grab the 4mm and make a little stem to sew on. Rare small pine crafts amigurumi time! Even though it's literally just a stem. So that doesn't even really count. Maybe one day I'll do a whole video where I make amigurumi just to shock everyone and be like, oh look! Though I would do it with worsted yarn because I can't do chenille yarn because I need to be able to see the stitches. Which sucks because chenille yarn is so nice and fluffy. And like, I like it, I just can't work with it. April Fool's Day? You know, that would be a good idea. Or like, I'll make it look like I'm doing a bunch of amigurumi and then pull back and it's just a bunch of funny hats. Seven. 9. Ideas for days. Hey. Throw them out there. 11. Didn't think I would make it. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, I was degloved. Totally on this hand. Partially on this hand, except for this finger. And this part of my thumb. So I still have some feeling in this finger and the pad of my thumb, but nowhere else. And nobody Googled degloving unless you want to have a really bad time, because... Oh, God dang it. I need this to pull closed. Good enough. Yeah, don't Google being degloved unless you want to, like, throw up. Because it's basically your skin comes off like a glove. Interesting side effect of it is now I have no fingerprints. So that was interesting whenever I have to get, it's always interesting whenever I have to get my fingerprints updated for my job, since I work with kids. Got to do that every few years. And I'm like, okay, the machine can't read my hand. And they're like, that's nonsense. Put your hand on there. And I'm like, no, you don't understand, but okay, fine, I'll humor you. And I put my hand on the machine and they're like, huh, it can't read your fingerprints. I'm like, yeah, exactly. Like I said, I don't have any fingerprints. If you look in the database, you will see that you have to do the old roll with the ink pad way with me. Got no fingerprints and no feeling in the hands. Wait, shoot, I didn't want to do that. I don't want double crochet. I want single crochet in the back loop only. There we go. Okay. Do this for a few rows and then I'll stuff it with yarn scraps and close it up. We will have made a little pumpkin stem. I always forget how working with a tiny hook always messes my elbows up. I have to do super tiny hooks when I do amigurumi with worsted weight yarn because my tension is always so loose. Like every time I do actually follow a crochet pattern, I just automatically go down a hook size. Don't even gauge swatch. I just go down the hook size, and it always works out. Loosey-goosey. Yes. Very loose tension. Which is probably why when I first tried amigurumi, I didn't like it in the first place, because I couldn't get my tension tight enough. Like the first time I made a little corn cob from a pattern book a friend got me for Christmas one year, and I seriously had to go down to a 2mm hook for a worsted weight yarn to get my tension tight enough to make it. And it turned out very cute, but it was like that big. Because again, I had to use a 2mm hook and worsted weight yarn. And that's actually really hard. I hear children hollering outside. Whatever, it's a nice night. It's dark already, but it's a nice night. Okay, 1, 2, 4. Two more rounds, I think. Okay, one more round of single crochet, and then we'll stuff it and then close it up. Okay. All right. Okay, that's pretty good. Let's take my giant jar of worms. Which I have various purposes for these yarn worms. I like to use them to make sensory bottles for the babies at work. And stuff the very rare amigurumi project. Because I know they say don't stuff only with yarn, but this is literally just going to go on the top of a hat, so I don't actually need to use any polyfill or fiberfill or whatever it's called. Well, whatever it's called, I don't have anymore because I gave it all away to my friend that does plushies. I gave her all that stuff, and she gave me all her worsted weight yarn. Because she works pretty much exclusively with the big plush, parfait, chunky stuff. And I rarely go above a 5 weight. Though I did buy a Caron anniversary cake last weekend because I had a gift card from my birthday. And I'm going to use it to knit hats for charity. Alright, yarn worms in the giant mason jar. Okay. Nice and stuffed. And we'll start decreasing. we'll finish this. We'll make the little stem, we'll sew it on, and then I'll let you decide, chat, whether we make a pumpkin coaster or a black cat coaster next. I mean, we'll probably make one of each during this live since it's only been an hour and a half. And it's only, what? A little after 8 o'clock. The night is still young. So, chat, y'all can decide which one we make first, a black cat or a pumpkin. Black cat for variety. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. And plus, the black cat one is my own pattern. The pumpkin ones are by Repeat Crafter Me, her pumpkin applique pattern. I modified it a bit, as I tend to do every time I follow someone else's crochet pattern. I modify it to my tastes, but okay. The black cat I came up with all by myself. And I might do a tutorial for it. It's just, my past 2 tutorials have all been for coasters, so I'm like, do I really want to do a 3rd coaster tutorial? Because I kind of want to make my ghost hat tutorial. I don't know. Alright, we've got a stem. Now let's make a leaf. Dang, I'm getting so much mileage out of this scrap of sage green. It's not even funny. And this will literally take like 3 minutes. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wait, 10. I only want 10. And there we go. It's working out nicely. God, I gotta buy a dishwasher too. House I'm buying doesn't have a dishwasher. And I am not hand washing dishes the rest of my life. And I am not going to have a child and make them wash the dishes. So I'm going to have to buy a dishwasher. Small countertop one. Because there isn't really space for a dishwasher in the kitchen. It's a tiny kitchen. It's a tiny house. Okie dokie. Alright, we are done with the little curly Q. Because it's literally like just 2 single crochets in each stitch. Alright, shall we assemble this hat? Somehow. In one way, shape, or form. Okay, go through. Yeah, so if anybody has any recommendations for a good countertop dishwasher, please let me know. A good, affordable countertop dishwasher that can wash like a pot. I don't want a tiny RV one. Okay, let's knot this into place. And then we just go around and secure it. Maybe I can find a good one at Lowe's or something. I don't know. Where do you even go to buy dishwashers? You crochet too? Awesome. It's a great hobby and a great talent to have. Guess is as good as mine. I know Sears, but is Sears even a thing anymore? That's where we went when I was a kid to buy a dishwasher. But that was a long time ago. And then, well, we needed to get a new dishwasher over the summer, but my dad did that, and I don't know where he got it. It just showed up on a truck one day. You make sweaters? Awesome. I love making a nice sweater. I make mostly hats. Hats are kind of my thing. I've realized hats and coasters. But still mostly hats. I think a majority of the things available to buy on my website are some kind of hat. Right. Utter the incantation. That ain't going anywhere. Granny square behind you. Let's see. Thank you. My grandma made that for me. Well, not for me. She made that 50 years ago, and I'm old, but I'm not quite in my 50s yet. Right. Yep. That ain't going anywhere. Just weave this bit in. By Coles, it might be spelled Coles. Okay. Do we have that already? Okay, you know what? I'm Googling it now. Where do I go to buy a dishwasher? Let's answer it now. As soon as it decides to load. Kohl's, I thought Kohl's sold clothes. I know they sell towels. I haven't set foot in like a department store since I went to Bon Ton in 2018 to buy teacher clothes. Yeah, I really haven't set foot in a department store since 2018. Oops. Okay. Where can you buy a dishwasher? No, I don't want to see AI. Let's see. Home Depot. No, we are not a Home Depot family. Oh, Best Buy, Lowe's, Target. Well, we don't go to Target anymore either. Best Buy. Bought a computer. I thought you bought computers at Best Buy. Lowe's, okay. Yeah, I've definitely seen dishwashers at Lowe's. Oh, and they provide. Walmart. Okay, that's a local place. That's where we bought our refrigerator. And that's where I bought my oven, but I didn't see any dishwashers there. Wegmans. No. Okay. What is a reasonable price for a dishwasher between... Let's see, I want a mid-range, so about $500 to $1,000. What is the most dependable brand? Samsung. Okay. Costco. We don't have a Costco near me. Alright, well, looks like I'm going to Lowe's at some point. Might have to go all on through Walmart. Oh well. I'll hold my nose and do it. Yeah. I don't know. I know my brother bought one recently. I'll ask him where he bought his. And I just got a message from an old coworker I haven't talked to in a while. Oh. Yeah, I made it Facebook official today since we got through all of that. Oh yeah, by the way, family, I'm buying a family and friends, I'm buying a house. And I've got a message from an old coworker. Be like, oh hey, we haven't talked in a while. Congratulations. It looks like you're gonna be in my area. We should get together. And I'm like, yeah, absolutely. Hang on, chat. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, I took a screenshot of the listing on Zillow today switched from contingent to pending sale. And I took a little screenshot of it saying pending, and it was like, oh, by the way, guys, guess what's happening? So it looks like a former coworker of mine and I are going to be neighbors. That's right, she moved out to near that area. Well, as close as neighbors as I can get. Because, again, it's middle of nowhere, but... But yay, exciting things. I'm a real grown-up now. Only took a little more than 30 years. The only reason this is possible, it's possible for me to buy a house, is because I've been living at home since I graduated college. And my rent to my parents was, okay, you need to put this much money into your savings account every month. And I was like, okay. That sounds like good financial ideas. And then I was going to move into an apartment. But then, pandemic. And then rent got out of control in my area. And my dad and I sat down, did the math, and realized it was actually cheaper for me to buy a house than rent in my area. Well, buy a house farther away than rent in my area. Put it that way. Because, yeah. It's ridiculous. Even if I had roommates, it would be ridiculous. And not include any utilities. All right, chat, we finished a little hat. This one is a slightly bigger size than the newborn size. This is just the regular baby size. This is for a slightly bigger baby. And this is for a brand new baby. And I didn't have to change the pattern at all. I just changed hook size. Woohoo! So we did it. We made a hat. Do you have cancer? No. I cover my hair for religious purposes. Okay. Let's make a black cat coaster. I still need my notes for it. I haven't quite committed it to memory yet. And I need a 3.75 millimeter hook. Okay, and black yarn. So, 1 second, chat. Yeah, what an odd thing to say. Sorry, I'm gonna be backlit, chat, but we're working with black yarn. And I'm old. Now, I cover my hair for religious purposes. And these are really comfy and hold my hair in really well because my hair goes all the way down to my butt, surprisingly. No, I will not show anyone. Okay, I need 12 double crochet in this little black cat coaster. And this is what we're making right now. Cute, simple, basic. No bells, no whistles, but it's still a kitty. And I might use these myself. Make some for myself to keep in my new house and not sell. That would be a good topic for a video. Crocheting things for my house. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So you haven't touched the blanket? No, I have. Off and on. I just haven't been filming it. I have to keep some crochet just without being contented. Now I've crocheted a couple regular granny squares. I'm going to be filming tutorial probably tomorrow after the baby shower. And then once I finish up this Halloween crochet vlog, which I'll probably do sometime during the week, we're going to do the whole let's finish this blanket thing. Yeah, but I've been doing like one square, trying to get to one square a night at least, just to keep the sanity. Because the house buying process, I gotta tell you, it's very hard to do solo when you have ADHD. There's so many things that have to align, and you have to call and sign and do and communicate and remember. Hi, Mom. And it's been a real test. So I have been keeping some crochet projects to myself, non-contented. For my own sanity. But which is why I haven't posted anything this week. Like, no shorts, no nothing. Which is why I need everybody to please like the live and get the algorithm back in order. Just says something had to give. And can't take a lot of time off work. Can't slow down the house buying process. Can't stop preparing for my brother's wedding. So, social media has fallen to the wayside for a bit. But I was good now that we're through this hurdle. I took the course I had to take this morning. filmed some shorts. We'll finish this vlog up, get that scheduled. My unboxing day video will be coming out Thursday. Been a rock star. Thank you, Mommy. Well, what really helps is that one of my bosses, the director of our school, just bought a house herself. So she understands what I'm going through. So she just basically referred me to all the people she used for everything and said, yeah, here, call this guy for insurance. Call this guy for a roof. Need one more round of gang's all here. Say, tonight, this is the most calm I've felt in a while. Just sitting here crocheting live. Feel like we're back on track. And I have a day off this week. But I will be zooted on Valium. Because it's for the dentist. And they have to. Me going to the dentist is like taking an angry cat to the vet. So Wednesday will be a true day off of things for me because I'll be sleeping off some Valium. No, I don't sit nice. What is the friend behind? Who is the friend behind you? Was Zuzu up there? Or you talk about the gnomes or the Webkins? Or did you see a ghost? Because there are ghosts in this house. Plaid gnome. Yeah, this is a little St. Patrick's Day gnome my mom bought me. This is the first gnome my mom got me. They're from Aldi. It was cute. And she thought they would just be like nice little accents for my crocheting nook area here. And then she got me the St. Patrick's Day one because it matches and it's cute. And I know Aldi always has a bunch of seasonal gnomes. So might collect some more for my new house. And then these are my platypus Webkins. They're just cute. I have a little tiny white one. It still has a code I never used. And I have a pink one. And I have a blue one. Because I was really into Webkins back in the day. They're cute. Dollar Tree has crochet kits, but I heard they're trying. Yes. I have heard the same. My friend Emily got them just to try them out. And she's like, yeah, no, this was like AI generated. The yarn at Dollar Tree is really nice, though. I like Dollar Tree yarn. The kits, not so much. But yeah, those behind me, those are my gnomes. I have one for Christmas and one for St. Patrick's Day. Maybe I can con my mother into buying me a Halloween one. Yeah, Mom? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, Mother. Okay. Alright, so we've got the basic down. Okay, this is the complicated part when I do the ears. So, forgive me, chat. I still haven't quite memorized my own pattern yet. Hello, welcome to the live. Yeah, Mom, chat says buy me one, please. I mean, yes, I know I'm a grown-up with my own money, but, like, I'm not buying anything right now, because house. For Europe, Aldi yarn hauls that I can currently see. Yeah, I went to Aldi earlier this week. We don't get yarn at our Aldis, which I'm sad, but they had a really nice selection of pumpkin spice snack cakes that I bought to join in the stress eating with. Even though I've been baking most of my stress eating snacks. I was still like, why not? They're cute. But then when I got home and got ready to stress eat, I got a text from the my realtor being like, we won! So, pumpkin spice party at my house this weekend, guys. Just kidding. No. My pumpkin spice. Mine. What are you making tonight? I am making right now, a cute little black cat coaster. Oh, dishwasher's done. Making cute little black cat coaster right now. I've just been kind of making an assortment. Well, that's the plan, is to make just an assortment of things tonight on live. We just finished a little baby pumpkin hat. Now I'm making black cat coasters. Might make some pumpkin coasters. Just fall things. Because fall is awesome. Halloween is awesome. It's a pretty hat you made. Thank you. Wait until it drops on my website and you see the baby. You would get you a Halloween for you. Thanks, Mommy. Yeah, I'm gonna probably install some shelves in my craft room in the new house. Just for the gnomes. You guys got any craft room decorating ideas, guys? Because that's something we're gonna have to do. Though we're definitely gonna keep the blanket as a backdrop. Not going to do a yarn wall in the background just because it wouldn't be consistent. Because I go through yarn really fast. Yeah, I have to put together a craft room after I close on the house and put a roof on, whatever's left over. I can put together a craft room with. Okay. Hang on, chat. This is the mathy part. Hold up. Nope, okay. I messed up. I hate life. That explains why. It's like, oh, yeah. You know Aunt Joan and Aunt Nina will help. Yes. Put my craft room together. I know Aunt Joan already said she'll buy me a dishwasher for Christmas. Or at least give me the money for one. Which, Mom, you missed it in chat. We were trying to figure out, where do you even go to buy a dishwasher? All the things you don't know until you become a homeowner. Where do I buy just pure silicone? Lowe's. Where do you even buy a broom? Grocery store. Yeah, Lowe's. Probably go to Lowe's for one. We're a Lowe's family, so. Dollar Tree. Probably Dollar Tree just because it's $1. I like Dollar Tree. Does anybody else follow Dollar Tree dinners on TikTok? Because I love her. It's such nice, simple recipes, and you don't have to go to Dollar Tree for them. But if all you have is Dollar Tree, well, there you go. Okay, let's check my math again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wait. Messed up somewhere again. Hold on, chat. Yeah, Dollar Tree dinner is where I got that chicken and dumplings recipe that Dad likes. Okay, we're just going to commit the cardinal sin of ending on an increase. It's fine. Okay. Right, we've got the basic of the kitty ears down. Now I basically increase the size of the ears. Two, three, four, six, and then slip stitch all the way around. Three. Good night, all. Good night, Laura. Thanks for coming. Got a knot. Okay, chat. I will be a little chattier once I get through the math part. So give me, like, a minute. So I gotta count. 2 seconds, guys. I gotta count. Yeah. Two, 6. Okay. Last slip stitch. 2, 3, 4, 6. Okay. Now we're going to turn again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, and just slip stitch back down and around to the other side. I know enough Spanish to know you're saying, hello, how are you? You're from Chile. Hello, I'm good. That's cool. Should get like a map where I cross off every country someone new in chat has been from, because we had a lot of people from Africa in chat tonight. That was cool. Fortunately, that is the limit of my knowledge of Spanish. I got kicked out of Spanish class in middle school because I was so bad at it. Hello, Guinness. Mr. Guinness is back, watching me crochet a coaster in his likeness. because he's a black cat. You're the one who said the Africa or the Pacific Islands. Yeah, either Tasmania or Tanzania. Two completely different sides of the globe, but both still cool. You know, I have a lot of Turkish people that watch my lives too, according to my analytics. And a lot of Russians for some reason. This yarn is so stiff, but it makes such great coasters. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now I just like to go down and over the top with a couple single crochets just to keep it tidy. Hi, Guinness. Yup, it's a black cat coaster. To be honest, I'm probably going to make a bunch just for myself, because they are very cute. Love it. Thanks, Mom. And it's completely my own design. Came up with the pattern myself. They will be available for sale on my website next Saturday when I release all my fun fall Halloween projects. Match my new dishes, yes. I should make pan protectors. Yeah, that's a topic for another video. Maybe that could be what we do for Vlogmas, crocheting things for my house. Guinness is eating paper again. Anyway, ta-da! A little bitty black cat coaster, friends. Gosh, that's cute. All right. Now I want to make one of these. Now, this one is not my pattern. This is by Repeat Crafter Me. But, super cute. Okay. 4mm this time. I finally have it committed to memory. So I'll make one of these, and then we'll make something else. We'll start on another thing. Hi, Guinness. Start on what? I don't know. Maybe we'll make another beanie or something. Would like the black cat coasters? Well, they'll be available on my website next Saturday, so you could send her the listing. 1, 2, 3. Oh, hi, black cat. Speaking of black cats. 4. I don't need this anymore. For Harley! Oh, Harley. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes. 11, 12, 13, 14, 16. Yes. Sir, what do you want, loves? Hang on, chat. Gotta pet the cat. You're a good boy. Yeah. He's a good boy. Yup, you're Guinness. God, it's so hard to get the magic circle on peaches and cream tight enough. Drives me planet bananas. Off he goes. Yes, off he goes. Okay, let's weave in this end real quick. Go. Okay. Now this one I now have committed to memory, so. Probably take some vlog clips while we're at it. You're purring quite a bit, sir. Okay, take a quick pause to set up the camera. Okay. just content creator things. Pet the cat. Okay. Right, we're almost at the 2.5 hour mark, so I'm tired. I know it's only 9 o'clock, but I'm getting tired, so we will see how I feel after I finish this coaster and then probably go to bed. Because I have to go cosplay as a normal human at a baby shower tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see how I feel. Maybe we can squeeze in one more hat. One, two, three. Hi, Rocky. Four. Five. Boys, be good to each other. 6. Okay, now some half doubles. Some singles. Yeah, we might have to stop. This cotton is like tearing up my wrists. One, two. Hi, Rocky. 3. My big boy. Four. 5. 6. Made a mistake. Forget that this one you're supposed to end on an increase. Two. Hello, Rocky. 3. Okay, there we go. So there's the pumpkin shape. Now we take the brown yarn. Yes, thank you for paying the dues, Rocky. Good Rocky. Wait, no, I'm not using that one. I'm using this one. Oops. I am making a pumpkin coaster. Until tax season 2026. Yes, Suzu is exempt from paying due. She paid her due. She only has to pay yearly. She opted for the yearly plan. You opted for the weekly plan, sorry. Stitch that. Okay. Okie dokie. Make the Afghan behind you. No, my grandmother made this one in the 70s. I like to cheat and knot these together. It's beautiful. Yeah, it is. She made it using Red Heart Super Saver. For all you Red Heart haters out there. This blanket will outlast you, your grandchildren, and your grandchildren's grandchildren. Yes, Rocky baby. Alright, now we need to make the little stem. Yeah, I like to sniff things. Ow! Claws. Okay. Just gonna attach it directly. Crochet it on directly because I don't feel like sewing. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then you make a little curly cue. Yes, you're giving the yarn a good sniff. Do you make any tutorial? I'm sorry, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too. Do you make any tutorials? Yes. I have 2 big coaster tutorials on my channel, and I will have some more coming out in the near future. I tend to release 1 tutorial a month on the first Tuesday of the month, except next month I'll be releasing a bunch of different granny square tutorials as well as a regular tutorial. Now, whether it's for my ghost hat or my black cat coaster, I don't know. Love granny squares. Yeah, I love them too. I don't know. I might put a poll on my channel later and see which one everybody wants. Do they want a black cat coaster tutorial or a ghost hat tutorial? For Halloween. Because I can only put out one of the 2 without messing up my algorithm. I'm already changing up my posting schedule so much with the granny square tutorials. There we go. Yes, welcome, Sarah. I think I said hi. I can't remember. Right, little pumpkin coaster. Would love to see the ghost hat. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'll do the ghost hat just because the past 2 tutorials I've done already were coaster tutorials. Because, I mean, they're quick, they're easy, and I have a lot of different kind of coasters that I make. I can't do one for these pumpkins because this is not my pattern. This is by Repeat Crafter Me. I believe she has a tutorial. But there we go. We made a pumpkin coaster, guys. Isn't that cute? Alright, I gotta be honest, I'm really tired, but the vibe is good right now, so I'll start on a beanie. How about we just make one more beanie before we say goodnight? And we'll do a neutral colored one. Oh man, I could probably turn the overhead light off now that I'm done working with the black yarn. Hang on, chat. Oh, here I am. Pooh Bear. I have to have a tutorial. I can't read a pattern. Yeah, some people struggle with patterns. Some people only use tutorials. I like to have both. But 2 seconds, chat. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Like a neutral colored baby beanie. Because I only have like one of each size of these baby beanies. And if I don't have at least 2 when I release them on my website, Square's gonna yell at me about low stock. Four. Still got a bit to go. But yes. Gosh. Love this color of Premier Basics. It's very nice neutral. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I just need to do 3 more half double crochets. Don't worry, chat. I will write the pattern, my beanie pattern down someday. This is Premier Basics worsted in the color Crepe. C-R-E-P-E. This is from Premier Yarns. I have an affiliate link in the chat. If you want to get it, I'll earn a small commission. It's a very nice soft yarn. I really like the Premier Basics line. It's just a good basic yarn. It's got a similar color range to Red Heart Super Saver, but it's a little softer. It's slightly thicker. I mean, Red Heart Super Saver, don't get me wrong, that still is my #1 favorite yarn, but I think I actually like wrote a script for a video where I go over my favorite basic acrylic yarns. And I think I had Premier Basics as 3rd favorite. You know, Premier Basics is like my third favorite. My second favorite is Hirschner's Worsted 8. And then it's Red Heart Super Saver. I'm sorry, I'm a Red Heart girly. My grandma was a Red Heart girly. And Red Heart has always been consistent for all these years. I don't know, Basics might creep up the line just because Red Heart, the price of Red Heart has been going up. But Basics has like stayed the same. Red Heart and Caron. Yeah, those are both good. I have a love-hate relationship with Caron Simply Soft. Four. Alrighty. Get going on this baby-sized beanie. I don't know if we'll finish it on live. Depends on how tired I am, how much. And Red Heart with Love. I love Red Heart with Love. I'd say Premier Basics, it feels a lot like Red Heart with Love. Yeah, it feels a lot like Red Heart with Love. Hi, Rocky Baby. I used to make sweaters out of Red Heart with Love a lot in college. Shoot. I forgot to zero out my counter, guys. Oops. Excuse me. Hi, Rocky Baby. Ow! Claws. Claws on this boy, it hurts. Yes, you're Rocky, who likes to claw me up and chase the yarn. But he's cute, so he gets away with it. And now he's laying down on top of the yarn, so this is gonna need to be really extra cleaned before it goes out for sale. Simply Soft seems to be more of a 3 weight than a 4. Yeah, it's definitely a thinner 4. Though I wonder how much of it has to do with like the drape level. Because I know it's pretty like floppy. Like I'm crocheting this with a 6mm and like the stitches are fairly stiff enough. But Simply Soft is very floppy. Okay, third row. 3 out of 32 down. But yeah, we are We're not finishing this tonight. I'll probably get off around the 3-hour mark. Makes good shawls. Yes, Simply Soft makes really nice drapey shawls. And I like how shiny it is. Like, I know a lot of people don't like it, but I like hair on Simply Soft. You gotta use it for the right purposes. Not all yarn can be used for all things. Like, I wouldn't use Lily Sugar and Cream to make a sweater. Shiny and sparkly, always fun. Hi, Guinness. They're starting to gather. They probably want a snack and then to go to bed. Cats want their turn with the Nook for the night. Four. Use Red Heart or Bernat blanket yarn for the plushies you make. Bernat blanket makes good plushies. I do not use Bernat blanket. I don't like blanket yarn just because I have a hard time with the stitch definition. If I can't see stitches, then I have a very hard time because I can't go by feel. I have like no feeling in my hands. One. Four. Puzzle yarn makes good baby blankets. Yeah, I like puzzle yarn. I like most yarns. Only yarns I don't like are wool yarns, and that's solely because I'm allergic to wool. Hi, Zuzu! Zuzu's coming down to stare at me. It means it's time to get off live in about 15 minutes because they want to go to bed, so I'll be live for about 15 more minutes, and then we're going to say goodnight and go to bed. Yes, you're staring at me expectantly, kitty cats. minutes left, and then I'm going to bed. Because, like I said earlier, I gotta go cosplay as a normal human being tomorrow at a baby shower, so. Here goes Rocky. Okay. I know I said I'd go for the 3-hour mark, but I'm very tired, so. This is where we're going to stop tonight, but it's nothing to sneeze at. We already made a whole beanie and a bunch of coasters. Thank you to everybody that came to the live tonight. I do hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for chatting. All the new things I was crocheting today on my live will be available on my website for purchase next Saturday. At some point during the day, probably in the morning. So I'm going to go to bed, and I will talk to y'all next week. Bye.